We're back talking about some history. I remember when y'all want to go to the grocery store and get a chicken, you can go in and buy a chicken that's all roasted and they're nice and fat and full and they put it in a little plastic cart and you bring it home and you can take it out of that plastic and warm it up a little bit if it's gotten cold, but sometimes it's even still warm when you get home with them. When we wanted a chicken dinner, here's the process we had to go through. First, we had to go catch the chicken. We didn't have any refrigeration. So the only refrigeration we had in the house was what we called an ice box. It was just looked like a cupboard, and you put ice up in the top of it. We could buy ice, block ice, and we put it in the top of it with a pan underneath it. And the reason you put the ice in the top is that cold air goes down. And so that as the ice would melt, the cold air would go down into the rest of the ice box and would cool off anything that you were keeping in there. Most of our food was in storage that we canned, and so it's in the basement in jars and that Mother had canned, and of course I got to help with that. But if we wanted chicken dinner, we had to go out and we had to catch the chicken. And then you had to kill the chicken. I was trying to think what other term you could use, but that's all there is. And I can remember Poppy and Dad taking a chicken, and this is terrible, y'all. Take a chicken by the head, and you'd swing it, and would break the chicken's neck, and that would be one way to kill it. But after you've got it killed, now you've got a chicken with a lot of feathers, and they're not good to eat, I can tell you. And so you take a tub and make a tub of boiling water, typically outside over an open fire. We had a big black kettle that we used for that, and he built a fire under it and heat it all up. And then you would take the chicken and you would dip the chicken, the whole chicken, feathers and all, into that boiling water. And you would dip it in and pull it out, and you'd grab some of the feathers and see if they were loose yet, because boiling water will cause the feathers to get loose. And so we would dip it until they would get loose, and then we had to pluck the chicken. In other words, we took all the feathers off of it. After you got feathers off of it, you would take the chicken, and there would be some long hairs in with those feathers, and you would singe all of those off over the fire. After you had that done, then you hung the chicken up and you took the entrails out of it and got it dressed and ready to take in the house to cook. And of course, with the whole chicken, you could either bake it or you cut it up into the pieces, the drumstick, the thighs, the back and the breast and all the rest, so that you could fry it. And so it was not a quick dinner. We often had chicken for Sunday dinner, and we raised chickens, and we had what you call broilers, the kind that you go get in the store that are raised for that purpose. Only our broilers were not nearly as fat, probably not as tender, but nevertheless, they tasted good. We liked chicken for Sunday lunch or Sunday dinner. Dinner was the evening meal or supper. And so that was the process. Now, the modern day era, they still have to go through all those steps. But when a chicken comes into the processing plant, they hang him up by his feet, and then he goes along, he's on a chain, and they're all hooked along. Someone cuts their throat so that they bleed out. But now to pluck the chicken, they have an automatic chicken plucker. And it's a big box. It has a barrel in it that has rubber fingers that are about 4 inches long. And so you put the chicken in there and they hold his feet and this drum goes round and round and round and knocks all the chicken's feathers off. That's again after they've been scalded, after you've dipped them in hot water. And then they go ahead with the processing of getting it ready to send out to the grocery stores so that you can buy it as drumsticks or whatever piece you want, or the whole chicken. They the roasted chickens of today are really quite good. I love the flavor of them, and so that's the way you took care of a chicken in chicken farming when I was growing up.